Hey, so it's been kind of a while. I meant to upload this a lot sooner, record it at all. I meant to do this a lot sooner, but I just got so busy with stuff. As you can see, I moved out of the old house, and it took so much work getting everything here, and stuff just kept coming up, and it's been so busy, but at the same time, for me, like almost not at all. And yeah, I couldn't decide if I wanted to record a poindexter video or bando video because poindexter would have been in order, but bando just came out. But someone messaged me saying that I should just do the new album first. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Yeah. So the first song is Hearts Were Meant to Fly. Yeah, it took me a while to read that because it's got that weird text. Honestly, I love it because it reminds me of my scene phase, which I think I'm still in. Honestly, I never left. But yeah, I listened to it, and the first thing I noticed is that I don't know if it's just me, but I think there was an MC DJ reference in it, or at least like an old Charles Gambino, because I don't know, technically it was a Charles Gambino song first, but then he made an MC DJ remix of it, because there was a part where he said "Get Like Me." I know you guys heard that. Yeah. He said "Get Like Me," which was the song, and my first thought was oh my god, MC DJ reference, but I wanted to see if anyone else thought the same thing. But yeah, it's a really fun song. I love it, and it was a great intro. And yeah, it kept me really excited to see what the rest of the album was gonna be like. Yeah. Okay, so 2 days have passed since I started recording this, and I'm just here to do it over again because I didn't like the way my head was angled for this time, so I'm just gonna do it all over again. Okay, so the second song of the album is Lithonia, and I feel like this song is everywhere. A lot of people just cannot escape it. And people complain about hearing this all the time, which is funny because I probably heard it less times than they did. And the reason this happens is because a lot of people like to spend their days just endlessly scrolling through TikTok without breaks. And later I see people talking about, oh my gosh, this song is so overrated and annoying, I'm tired of hearing it. And it's something that I've never heard before. And that's because they spend their day scrolling through things. Yeah, a lot of people don't notice, but did you know that if you stop spending your day endlessly scrolling and you go outside and do stuff and talk to people and stay off your phone for a while, did you know that if you do that most songs actually won't be overplayed? Yeah. It's a really hard thing for people to think about, but it's true. And yeah, that's why I still love this one. A lot of people like this song a lot because it's different from the other things Josh Gambino has made, and everyone says it's more rock inspired, I guess. And yeah, I saw someone in the comments say that it kind of sounded like Blink-182, and a few people in the replies were oh my gosh, Blink-182 will never be as good as Josh Gambino. And personally, as someone who listens to both of them, I say we shouldn't compare two bad bitches against each other. But yeah, if I had to choose to only listen to one of them for the rest of my life, it would be Josh Gambino. It's not even up for debate. I just said to not compare them, but I did anyways. But yeah, the song is so much fun and different from anything else, and I love it so much, and I could never get tired of it. And yeah, the video was so crazy too. I feel we don't talk enough about how crazy Josh Gambino videos are. And yeah. Okay, so the next song is Survive featuring Chloe, and you guys are gonna get annoyed with me, but I think the song is also an old Josh Gambino reference because at the start he says something like "Summer's almost coming," which is almost like summer is here, from the younger I get. Okay, I know I can't be the one who thought that, or maybe I am, but Yeah, that's what I thought. Because also, the rest of the song is like about, he's like growing up or whatever, or getting off the bus. And yeah, I was really sad because, I felt like if he got off the bus, that means eventually, the rest of us are gonna have to as well. And even though I don't want to, but the truth is that a majority of us haven't even gotten on the bus yet, and there's still a lot of time. He's like twice my age. Yeah, a lot of us don't want to move on and mature because we think it means we're gonna have to give up with the stuff that makes us happy. But by the time we get there, it'll be okay. Either we'll realize we don't need it anymore, or we'll realize we don't need it anymore, or like we can still have it there, and it's not a big deal. It doesn't make it weird. Yeah, I feel like I'm just saying nonsense, but that's what I felt like when I listened to the song, and it's the vibe that I get. And yeah, the song is like really chill, and I love it so much. It's a little like, oh my gosh, it's so awesome, but at the same time not too crazy in my opinion. Yeah, that's all I can say about it. The next song is Steps Beach, and I love this song too. I think it's also chill, but I think it's like even more chill than the other one. Yeah, I love it so much. There's like nothing going on. I feel like it's something to just like think about and not do too much. Yeah. Well, I don't know what type of beach Judge Camino is talking about here, but personally, the beaches that I've been to, I do not get the same vibe as this one. Like, yeah, every time I go to a beach, it's like windy and cold, and it stinks, and the water is really cold, very so cold, and then like there's garbage everywhere, and yeah, I'm just not really much of a fan of the beach, but this song is cool. And it does not make me actually think of the beach because it's fun and the beach is not. The song is also really chill, but I don't know, I feel like I need a little more excitement on it. But that's just me, I constantly want things to be that way. And anything too slow, I'll probably get bored. Yeah, I'm sure a few people will agree, but it's cool if you don't. The next song is Talk My Shit featuring Emery and Flo Milli, and I love this song also so much because it reminds me of Stone Mountain. Like, that's literally what it sounds like. You could probably put it in the mixtape and it would fit in well. Yeah, a lot of people don't like that mixtape, but I do. But yeah, this song is so cool and I love it so much, and I feel like Judge Camino should have made more like it. Well, I mean, that's what I think about when I hear it, but then I remember that I literally just said it gives off Stone Mountain vibes. And also, I feel like there was a few other songs on this album that sounded like it. Yeah. So, that was completely pointless. Okay, and the next song is Got to Be. And okay, I think some of you are already gonna know what I'm gonna say, but this is an MCDJ reference. Yes, I'm doing this again. Yeah, and I think you all know why. Okay, and I think you all know why. And because I think it was like during the Illinois days. I think that was the album it was on. I don't remember the song it was, but well, yeah, there was like a sample of it in one of the songs, and the same sample was used again in this song, Got to Be. And I know you guys hear it too. Yeah, it's funny. I know some of you weren't even born when Illinois came out. And similar to a lot of MCDJ stuff, again, it's like catchy and stuff. There's not a lot of words going on. It's like, not like the other Judge Camino songs. At least not like the old ones. I don't even know what I'm saying. Wait, come on. I know you guys know what I mean. So yeah, this song is an MCDJ reference, and nobody can convince me otherwise. Unless it was such a long time ago for Judge Camino that like he doesn't even remember. You know? Like for all we know, he probably like completely forgot all of, well, not completely, but forgot about like most of the things he did during that time. You know, it was like 20 years ago. And yeah, like I said in some old videos, it's probably, you know, a lot of the other old stuff that wasn't saved is probably just, you know, fading away on an old laptop, and nobody can ever hear it. So yeah, I would not be surprised if Toscanino doesn't even remember making most of those remixes. Okay, and next on the album is my most favorite song of the entire thing, which is Real Love. I love this song so much. Every time I hear a love song, I become so obsessed with it. I feel like I love love songs more than I love actually being in love. Yeah, a lot of people think they're corny because they're probably like going through a breakup or getting rejected or whatever, or just nobody loves them. But personally, I think that's dumb. Because I love love no matter how upset or hurt I am. And yeah, or like they see a couple and then they're like, oh, I hope they break up or whatever. You know, just bringing negativity. But I'm not like that. I just think, oh, that's so cute. But yeah, I love this song so much. It's so catchy and sweet and cute. And I always wanted someone, well, not always since it just came out earlier, but I always wanted someone to make me feel the way all those love songs I hear feel. But more importantly, I know that if I don't end up finding someone like that, it's okay, because in the end, when nobody loves you, you have to love yourself. And that's the only one that you know will never leave. And if it does, it's probably because of the influence of someone else. And you shouldn't pay attention to it. And yeah, when nobody loves you, you have to love yourself. When nobody wants to dedicate love songs to you, you have to dedicate them to yourself. And like that, you won't ever be upset. Well, hardly. That's how I see it. The next song is In the Night, featuring Georgia Smith and Emery. Okay, so this was one of the singles that were released before the album came out, but I don't remember if it was like the last single or like really close. And I think it's like the perfect single. It's like really fun and catchy and, you know, mysterious and all that. But at the same time, it's not like too good, so that like when you listen to the rest of the album, you're disappointed. Yeah, honestly, I feel like that's never happened to me in the history of ever. And yeah, I don't think that In the Night was as good as Lithonia, but I still love it anyways. And it's so much fun. I say that for every song. But yeah, it's very catchy and cool. Oh my gosh, I cannot stop using the same word. But anyways, yeah, I just love this song. That's all I gotta say. Okay, and now the next song is Yoshinoya. And yeah, a lot of people have many things to say about this song. You know, everyone says it's about Drake, and I'm pretty sure it is. You know, it pretty much is. Yeah, and I feel so vindicated on this because, you know, for like ever since I can remember, since I first heard about Drake, he was like, you know, inescapable. I was like really small. Like you couldn't go anywhere without hearing him. But like at first I must have been like 10 or whatever, but I didn't like really care. But then like a couple of years later, you know, when I started listening to Chaz, you know, and I learned that they were like rivals or whatever. And like I just thought it would be like so funny to just randomly hit on Drake, even though like everyone else was listening to him at the moment, and it was like so annoying. I felt like I was the only person on the planet who felt this way. And you know, a few years later after that, you know, people started saying like, oh, he's weird because, you know, do I even need to say anything more? I just can't say it out loud. And yeah, I felt like so vindicated when I started seeing that, but at the same time I didn't, because like people would talk about it for a little bit, but then like they would just go ahead and move on to the next thing immediately, and it was super annoying. And I still kept hearing Drake everywhere I went, until recently. Yeah, I'm not gonna speak anymore about that because it's so much. We've talked about it enough. And yeah, I just can't believe that one celebrity I disliked for a petty reason I ended up having a legitimate reason to be disliked. and now everyone is seeing things from my point of view. And yeah, I'm honestly surprised it took everyone this long to see, because like I remember hearing about like, you know, how Dick was like hiding the child and all that. Like I remember hearing about that like 6 years ago, and you know, like 8 years ago I think, when he started dating that 18-year-old. And like I remember feeling like everyone was talking about it, and then like, you know, like I said earlier, like they just move on to the next thing. Like why do people do that? It's so annoying. And I keep seeing it happen for a lot of other things. You know, like the video I made earlier about Quinn Allman. You know, it's a different situation kind of, but I feel like everyone already forgot about it now. Like everyone's just commenting on the band stuff like nothing happened, and it's super annoying. And you know, it may look like everyone has forgotten about things, but personally I do not forget. And people will eventually have to pay for the consequences, no matter how long it's been. Okay, so the next song is Can You Feel Me featuring Legend. Yeah, when I saw that, I was like, Legend, like this kid. And I listened to it and I was like, oh, yeah, it is. Yeah, I think he was in the previous album too. But yeah, this song was very sweet. Yeah, I remember when he was barely born. He's gotta be like 8 by now. But anyways, the song was very cute and sweet. Also, I'm pretty sure it's, okay, I haven't been paying attention, honestly. Like, isn't this like a little part of like a soundtrack for something that's coming up or whatever? And yeah, I just want to see how this song is gonna be in there. Okay, the next song is No Excuses featuring Ludwig Göransson. Yeah, this song is really long. Yeah, what I don't like about really long songs is that like I'll just randomly be putting my playlist on shuffle, and then like we're already like a minute away from the destination, and then like this 7-minute long song comes on. I'm gonna get like really upset because I know I'm not gonna be able to finish it. And yeah, I have this problem with like pretty much all of my songs. Like if we're a minute away and a song is only like 3 minutes, I just decide to like not play it at all because I know I'm not even gonna finish it. Yeah, my mom thinks it's silly. But yeah, I don't really care because one time we were like we already got home and she was like trying to put the car in the garage. And like she literally stopped midway just to like skip the song, and she did it for like a straight minute. And then I was like, why are you still skipping songs? We're already home. Like you're not even gonna be able to finish listening to the song you want to play. Like it was so goofy. But yeah, that's what I think about every time I see really long songs. I just think about how I'm not even gonna be able to finish them. And so yeah, I think the song is very interesting, and you know, it has that weird magical vibe I talked about earlier, I think. But like I just can't. I just know I'm not gonna be able to finish it. I'm gonna get really annoyed. Okay, the next song is called Cruising, and okay, you guys are gonna get I know some of you will be upset with me, but this is like the one I forgot about the most. Like I don't know, I just can't remember this song as much as I remember every other one. Yeah, and I forget about this one the most, which kind of sucks because it's not really that bad of a song. Really, I don't think it's bad at all, but like I just keep forgetting about it. Maybe I just need to listen to the album a few more times. And I don't really have much to say about it. It's alright, it's good, but I can't remember it. Okay, and then there's We Are God. This one is also interesting. It reminds me a lot about like, you know, the previous albums. And this time I can't say it's like an old Childish Gambino reference or an NCDJ reference because it's more like just like the albums, like the few albums that came before. Yeah, it really just sounds like it would fit into like any of those. Yeah, it's like they were both put together. But yeah, I also think this song is very interesting, and you know, it has that magical vibe again, which I hear in many things. Yeah, it's always funny how I don't consider Awaken My Love like old Childish Gambino, even though that was like 8 years ago almost. Yeah, because like in that time 8 years ago meant like 2008 or whatever. And it was like, Sick Boy times. And now, like, Awaken My Love is the same. Has been around for the same years that Sick Boy has been around at that time, which I think is so crazy. I feel like time has been moving by so quickly now. Okay, and the next song off the album is also one of my most favorites. It's called Raining Around, and I love this song so much. A lot of people in the comments of this one were talking about how it has like, that early pop punk vibe, and I love it so much. I really didn't expect to see, I didn't really expect to hear something that sounds similar to a lot of other songs in my playlist, but instead it was Tusk and not the other bands I listen to. But yeah, I thought it was done very well. And also another thing that I didn't see many people talking about, even though it was pretty obvious, is that this is also an old Tusk and Minor reference. Okay, look, in The Younger I Get, there was a song called A Runaway, and the whole song was about how terrible Tusk and Mino's life was, he wants to run away and whatever. And in this song, he was like, I used to want to run away. And it makes sense because, back then, his life was terrible or whatever, and how that was like 20 years ago. And now that a lot of time has passed, and now all those problems he had are gone now, and he has nothing to worry about and whatever. And the whole song is about how it's all gone. And the vibe that I got from this song was that all of it was over and everything is fine. And yeah, I know I said earlier that Real Love was my favorite song off the album, and probably still is, but this one is probably also as well. I probably can't even actually decide. And yeah, the song was really good. I loved it so much. It had everything. It had pop punk influence and old Tusk and Minor reference. And yeah. Okay, and the next song is The Advocate. I love this song so much. It's like so chill, but not too chill where I get bored. It's like the right amount of chill. And yeah, I find it very nice. Although for some reason it always reminds me of how the album is almost ending, even though there's still like a few songs left. I feel like it's like all starting to wind down for a bit there. And then eventually the album will end really soon, unlike all the previous songs when everything was like crazy or like occasionally chill. I feel like every album has that one song that makes you realize, you're getting close to the end, and you get sad because you feel like you just started listening to the album. But whatever, that's like the vibe I got from this song. But yeah, other than that, I really love this song, and when you listen to it on your own and not in the album or maybe like a random playlist, you don't get that vibe because it's not really gonna end soon. So yeah. Okay, and the next song is Happy Survival. Yeah, I don't know much about this song. I saw some people in the comments saying it was part of a different song. That came out like a million years ago. But I don't know anything about that, so I feel like I can't really say anything for this one. I'm not gonna know what I'm talking about. Yeah, sorry about the random coughing, but yeah, this song is really chill, and I feel like you shouldn't be saying anything while it's playing, even though there's like not really any words. But if it were up to me, I think nobody should be talking during the Childish Gambino song. Yeah. Okay, and now the last song on the album is A Place Where Love Goes. And back then I used to think that Stand Tall was gonna be, Childish Gambino's like best like album outro, but I now see that A Place Where Love Goes is actually like the best one ever out of all the stuff he's made, because it's like the last song on the last album, and I just feel like this song like wraps up all the old and the new Childish Gambino stuff, like pretty much everything. And I feel that way because like the song is about how like in the song about how, you know, like all his life it's just been about like trying to survive and trying to do the best you can to pull yourself together and whatever, and how now that so much time has passed and he's gotten the help he needs and all that, how it's no longer something that needs to be worried about anymore because he's already accomplished everything. Like in a lot of his older songs, like The Younger I Get, or Cul-de-sac, or I'm Just a Rapper, you know, a lot of the lyrics are about like how, you know, everything is terrible and, well, not everything, but you know, like there's just so much going on and it all sounds like there's no way out of it. And how in a place where love goes, it's about how Childish Gambino doesn't have to be going through all that anymore because he's happier now and has everything he needs now. Yeah, and how you know, in the end he did have to get off the bus. You know, like I said earlier, it's kind of scary to think about how we're all gonna have to get off the bus one day. And now that Childish Gambino has finally done, you know, it sounds like, you know, on paper it sounds kind of sad, but in the end you realize it's the better option because it's no more suffering anymore, and you can just move on and live the rest of your life being normal and happy, which is all that really matters. And yeah, it makes you think about how, you know, when you're young you be going through so much stuff and you think there's like never gonna be a way out of it. But then once you get the help you need, you look back and realize like not just how long ago that was, but like how different you are now, how you're no longer suffering. And it gets a little harder because sometimes when you think you finally made it out, then something happens and then suddenly your life goes back to how terrible it was before. And you know, you could have been working on that for years, and just for it to go down from some like small event. And it makes you think that, you know, this time it's for real, this time you're really not gonna make it out. But then you do. And, you know, I feel like my life has been like that for so long. But it's okay because eventually it's gonna have to end someday once, you know, we get help. And yeah. So yeah, eventually everyone has to grow up, everyone has to get off the bus, and you can't stay forever childish. But it's okay because you're gonna be a lot happier once it happens. And yeah, that's what this song makes me think about. And like, I'm so glad that it was the last song off of probably the last album. Like, I couldn't have asked for a better song to be there, in my opinion. So yeah, that's what I think about this album. It was really fun and I love it so much. It was a great way to end Childish Gambino. That makes it sound like he got executed, but no. Yeah, I wanted to do this a lot earlier. Like, this took me so long to make because things just kept happening. And I was like debating if I should like make a video of this album or Poindexter, since, you know, it would have gone in order. But someone really wanted me to make this video, so I chose this. And yeah, my next video will be Poindexter. I know it, unless something else happens. But yeah. So that's that. I feel like I didn't say much in this video because like I just kept getting nervous. Like, my brain just kept going blank. But that happened to me with my sick boy video as well, even though I've been listening to that one for like 7 years, or maybe 8. And maybe I just needed to listen to this album a little more, you know, like 7 years later. But obviously I can't do that, so whatever. Yeah, that's it.